Welcome to the Hank Cisco Show, ladies and gentlemen. Don't touch that remote. We got a new guy in town, and he is the new chief of police in Norristown, Pennsylvania, the county seat of Montgomery County. Okay, and he's an experienced. He's been around a lot of corners, and that's the kind of guy we need in Norristown. We have a new council people. We got a new administrator. We got a new chief. So we're going to see a lot of new things happening in Norristown, okay? And as I get older, the towns are going to get newer, okay? So my guest today is from Norristown, Pennsylvania, the chief of police, formerly from Reading, Pennsylvania, Mark Howell. What'd I say?
Good afternoon.
Right. Now, tell me something about yourself. You're the chief law enforcement officer in Norristown.
I'm the chief of police in Norristown. I'm 43 years old. Started my career with the Reading Police Department when I was 23 back in 1994. Spent almost...
What year?
1994.
Wow.
I started my policing career. Spent about 18 years there, just short of 18 years. I went to a state organization. It's called the Bureau of Enforcement and Investigation with the Pennsylvania Department of State. Was there for about 2 years and started with the Norristown Police Department as the chief of police in November, just about 5 weeks ago. Yeah. So here I am.
Well, you like this kind of police work, you know, like you're in a town where there's a lot of diversity. They got a lot of different nationalities, religions, and then unless you're not out in the lily white neighborhood, okay, with the blue eyes and blonde hair, okay? So you're here. It's tough.
It's very tough. I think urban policing is one of the most difficult things you can do.
Right.
But that's why I'm here. I'm up for the challenge. The Norristown Police Department's up for the challenge, and we're doing tremendous work in the community. It is very difficult. It's much more difficult than if the community all was the same and everybody agreed about everything, but that's not what our country is. Right. And our challenge is to make sure it all works together seamlessly and people stay safe.
It takes a special kind of guy to be a chief of police in a town like this, okay? The fact that it changed from way back. It used to be all Irish with Italian. It was now it's Mexican. You got all nationalities, and so I've been around for a long time, and I saw all these changes, you know. And whether you know or not, I used to be a policeman in Norristown. Okay, I started in 1951.
Wow.
Wow.
Very good.
And the only education you needed was an 8th grade education. That's all I had. I dropped out of school, but I later went to police academy for, you know, I took a GED and got a police science course, whatever. I got an associate degree. But that degree's in my back pocket. The experience working with people, and that's what you got to do in Norristown. You got to get to know the people. I have a grandson that's a policeman in West Norton. I told him, I says, try to make a new friend every day.
Yes. Stop
in the store, say hi. You're my guest, and I'm doing all the talking. But I want to tell you, I had a visiting Japanese police officer from Japan, high-ranking. Chief Oscar Vance sent him over for me to take him around. He was doing a survey about police departments in the United States. He told me that whenever a police officer, they give him his district, okay? When they assign him to a district, he would go to each house, knock on the door, and say, I'm officer so-and-so, I'm on this beat. If I think I can do to help you, good. So I'm just little things like that. We might have to get back to the basics. So what you got on the front burner that you think that Norristown, you have to change this image of a people are afraid, you know, but we have a good police department. It's just a matter of whatever, because we're a county seat. We got people coming from all over, the courthouse, the hospital. Well, we don't have any hospitals anymore. We used to. So go ahead. Tell me what you think.
I think that you're exactly right, that effective police work is all about engaging with the community, about letting people know who you are, about establishing relationships between the police department and the community, about finding out what people want. One of the things that I've said often is that It's not up to me to say if the police department's doing a good job. It's up to the community to decide.
Right, they can decide that.
Absolutely. The model of police work, community policing that a lot of people embraced is all about relationships and fairness and embracing the views of the community and then going out there and doing what needs to be done to keep the community safe.
You're right. And then, like I say, it's if a policeman starts meeting, saying hello to someone, you know, I remember when I first started, I'd go along and someone, no, hello. I put a police uniform on, and people say, hello. I'm saying to myself, I don't know that guy. Say hello. But he's respect my uniform. He's saying hello.
Yes.
And that's so important,
Absolutely.
you know, to get to know the people. It's the same thing with like salesman. He wants to sell something. He got to know what this vacuum cleaner, how it works.
Absolutely.
You know, if you don't know how it works, it ain't going to clean.
Absolutely.
It's going to brush.
You're exactly right, and I think that there's an obligation with the police because we're the ones in the uniform. It can be intimidating to some people. The gun can be intimidating. It's up to us to drive those relationships, to really reach out to people and let them know we are open for conversation. We want to hear what it is that people want and
But
lead that.
Each police officer has to start making friends. You don't have to wait until say, well, we're going to have a community thing. We're going to have 200 people there. They're going to meet Officer so-and-so. I mean, hi, hello. One-on-one.
That's right.
One-on-one.
That's right.
Get out of the police car once in a while. We didn't have walkie-talkies, you know. Get out of the police car, look alive, you know.
That's exactly right. You can't develop a relationship when you're inside the car with the windows up and the radio blaring. You have to get out. You have to slow down from 20 miles an hour to about 1 or 2 miles an hour while you're walking, and you have to be approachable and talk to people while you're out there and find out what's going on. That's the essence of police work.
I used to like, we have nursing homes and all, and I used to go in there just to go and say hello, because these people are sitting there, you know, they're tired, you know, looking. If they see a police in uniform, it makes them feel like security, you know, it's good. And I don't know, you around town, you ask a little lady come up to me, oh, Sergeant Cisco, I remember you helped my son, you know. That's great.
Absolutely.
When somebody tells me that, I think it's like putting a medal on me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think I started, you only needed, like I said, an 8th grade education. And we had to walk the beat. We had a call box, you know, Main and Swede Street to DeKalb Street, you know, call the box every hour, you know. And then we'd have to check the doors, all the stores. But now there's no stores on Main Street.
Yes, yeah.
You don't check anything. You shake at the empty locks, you know. But what would you like to see with your accomplishment? I'd say, well, the time comes and you're ready to retire. What can you say that I accomplished?
I want to hear well done from the community that I serve. I want to walk away knowing that we collectively did the best we could to make Norristown a better place, that I've succeeded in bringing people together. I think that the essence of community is that people feel like they belong together as opposed to, you know, everybody has friends on Facebook and Twitter and all this other kind of stuff that tends to drive the community apart as opposed to bring us together. So I think that the perception improves once we come together and we're able to have relationships. You're not afraid of people that you talk to on a normal basis, right? If you interact with people and you are routinely having good conversations, there's no need to be afraid. You don't have the same degree of distrust in the community, and some of the issues that we have evaporate within, you know, the confines of those relationships. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking for.
That's important, you know. When a policeman, he's the first person at the scene of a crime or whatever it may be, it's so important for him to preserve the evidence.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The O.J. Simpson case, perfect example. The guys go over there, they're walking all over the blood and everything, you know, and they messed up the investigation. So today, the police officer has the training, and he ought to utilize it. Is that a good word?
Yeah, absolutely.
Utilize, right.
Absolutely.
In other words, you got that education. I didn't have it. I only had an 8th grade education. So, but I learned, you know, by experience. Thank God I didn't shoot nobody and nobody shot me, but I made a lot of friends. You know, now I'm so happy that I brought up my family in Norristown, you
Yes.
know, and so it's just great. Now, how many men you got on the police department, Broccoli?
Approximately 67 right now,
All right.
men and women.
All right. Now, for some reason or other, when I have to refer to myself, you don't mind that, do you?
I don't mind
No.
at all. It's your show.
Well, I remember down the east end of Norristown, there was a lot of Italian, you know, okay? So whenever there was a problem, I would go down, I could speak a little Italian. And there was a fight or an argument, you know, and hey, compadre, come on, you know, I talk a little Italian, you know, and everybody listened, you know. So what happens here is we got policemen that can't speak the language.
Yes.
And the first thing they do, they start, you know, hey, then the more you holler, the more they get upset. So I don't know why we don't have Hispanic police officers. I say, all right, okay, he can speak Spanish. But there's a lot of Spanish speaking, I guess you'd call it Spanish speaking talking, right?
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
So I want someone that has the customs, the traditions and everything. When I come to the scene with all Italians, hey, compadre,
Yes.
the thing. The same thing when I was a juvenile officer, I had Italian, I had a Afro-American, you know, and I would send them, whoever it is. They did a better investigation. They got more attention. So I don't know why they say, well, why can't we bar a couple Hispanic-speaking police officers from Philadelphia, Harrisburg that have them? Just here, you'd be surprised. You put them up there on Marshall Street or whatever, where there's a little bit, it seems to be a little bit of not crime infested, but it's a problem. There's more activity there than there is on Main Street. They would change things, I think.
Yes.
Now, there's a fellow by the name of Dave Serini. I'll check with him. I don't know if you met him or not. But he gave the Norristown police a little store, and he put a computer there. But he got cameras and everything. You want to touch base with him? He help you know, get to know the people.
Let me touch on that language issue you referred to. I think, first of all, we need to reflect the community. We need to look like the community that we serve. So I believe
Right.
we need, right, Latino men and women. But you know what's most important to me is that, you know, like Stephen Covey says, first we try to understand that the issue can largely be overcome if we go out with the attitude of, I want to understand what's going on, as opposed to dictating, this is the problem, let me fix it, right? Very often I think that the trap when you're in a service organization, when you're a public servant, is to think that you already know the answer and your attitude doesn't appear to be open to what's occurring at the time.
Right.
So what I'm hoping for, and really what I see in our organization, is we go out and we're trying to understand the needs of the community and address those needs appropriately.
Right. Well, you know, you take a police officer from up around Green Lane and a police officer in Norristown. There's a difference, you know. Green Lane, I don't know how many Afro-American people live up there, you know. They're not, you know, but then they come here, it's like, hey, you know, what is this, you know? I'm afraid of this. Or I got Italian here, I got a Dago over here, got a Wop over there. Come on, you know. You know.
Well, right, and
we got to break that down.
There
we
are
want to
some,
love everybody, okay?
right. There are some differences, but you know what I've found is people are people wherever you find them. That you know, there are different. If you grew up in Reading or Allentown or Norristown, there are going to be some differences. But when you and I are having a conversation, we're men. We put our pants on one leg at a time. We're afraid of the same things. We get hungry, we get thirsty. So people aren't as much different as they are alike. And I think that really our challenge is to embrace the things that we have in common and embrace the diversity as well and work with those things as we need to. I think you were exactly right when you said early on, it's about the relationships. So, you know, respecting people for who they are and meeting them where they are and working